Let's hit the
field. It is Thursday, June 19th, and the Yankees were taking on the Angels in Game 4 of a 4-game set. Carlos Rodon was trying to play stopper as the Yankees looked to put the brakes on their skid. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Victory Hat was getting a little bit dusty on the shelf there. And despite some shaky base running and 3 home runs off of our starting pitcher today, Carlos Rodon, the losing streak is over. The Yankees won 7-3. They had 12 hits today, so signs of life from the offense. We had multi-hit days from Paul Goldschmidt, from Cody Bellinger, from Jazz Chisholm, and from Trent Grisham, who also hit a big 2-run home run. But I felt like the momentum in the stadium and the momentum and the energy of the team today kind of shifted on a strange play. Jonathan Loáisiga was pitching, and there was a line drive right back at him. It ripped his glove off, and DJ LeMahieu came charging in and quickly shoveled to first base and got the out. You felt the stadium start to smell blood at that point. It kind of got killed a little bit by the rain delay. A lot of people left, but you definitely felt a momentum shift at that point. I was starting to feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. For the past several days, every day has been exactly the same. No offense, bad base running mistakes, and the Yankees lost every day for 6 straight. And in case you haven't seen Bill Murray and Groundhog Day, the premise of the movie is that Bill Murray hates Groundhog Day. He has to report at this festival that he detests, and he hates it, but he has to relive the same day over and over again, right? And the good thing about that movie is that eventually, and this is a spoiler alert, I don't mind spoiling a movie that's 32 years old, he does wake up on February 3rd. Eventually, soundtrack cuts to some happier music, and the movie ends. Maybe this was our soundtrack cutting to some happier music before this turns into a June swoon, but you never know. This 6-game losing streak was pretty low. We all felt pretty bad, but it is over.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Let's start with Trent Grisham. He got things started in the first inning, saved a double, probably saved a run too with a great catch because Mike Trout ended up homering later in the inning, just completely smoked the fastball right down the middle from Carlos Rodon. Goldschmidt began the Yankees' day with a double down the left field line. He's cooled off a little bit, but still hitting 400 versus lefties. And as I mentioned, multi-hit day. He's at 303. He's got the OPS over 800. Look, guys are going to regress towards the mean. At some point, he'll probably slump even further, and then he'll come back up. But he's still got outstanding numbers so far, despite being cold, really, for the last several weeks. Bellinger followed up with an infield hit, but Judge struck out on an ugly swing over a changeup. I remember about a month ago there was a story on, I want to say it was MLB Network, and it was Brian Kenny, about how Judge had slump-proofed his swing. And I remember thinking, really? You slump-proofing a swing? I don't think that's something that happens. And as we have seen over the past week or two, he is wrong because Judge has slumped. Yankees did tie it up on a fielder's choice by Giancarlo Stanton. Joe Adele smoked another home run. He's been swinging the bat really good. The ball really does travel well when it gets hot, especially at Yankee Stadium. But the Yankees fought right back. 2-run, all expenses paid, mustache ride from Trent Grisham. Long home run and a great bat flip. He has now 14 home runs on the season, beginning to come out of it a little bit, hopefully. A couple of hits on the day. He's still got his OPS over 800, 823. It's amazing. He's got higher OPS than Goldschmidt and Chisholm. And, I mean, he's done damage when he makes contact. And then Cody Bellinger followed it up, back-to-back, belly-to-belly. 8th home run. Sorry, no. What did I say? It was, Goldschmidt homer. So we had home run from Grisham and then Goldschmidt. Did I say belly? Back-to-back, belly-to-belly. Goldschmidt homered. Taylor Ward cut it to 4-3 in the 6th inning. Third solo home run off of Carlos Rodon of the day. Look, he was done after 6. We'll spotlight him in a minute. I thought he did well other than the 3 home runs. It's very difficult to have a quality start when you give up 3 home runs, but you can pull it off if they're all solo home runs and there's nothing else that goes wrong, right? Bellinger did have 3 hits today, even though I just credited him for a home run he didn't have, but he did have 3 hits. He did have a couple of hard hit shots, so he's making better contact. Maybe he's coming out of it. I thought he just missed a couple of home runs when the weather had cooled off. He hit the home run yesterday. So Bellinger, good day, 3 hits, good day for Grisham. Fun play in the 8th. There was the line drive back at Loizaga that trickled away, that tore his glove off. LeMahieu made the play. My guy Ty Frazier, he said that it felt like the tide turned in the stadium at that point, and I agree. You could feel it. Rain delay in the 8th inning, but the Yankees tacked on a couple of runs after that. You had the Volpe infield ground out with the bases loaded, and then a sac fly from Wells. So a couple of productive outs. 7 runs all in all for the Yankees, and then Devin Williams closed it out, and at long last, we get to hit this button.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
All right. So, if you're new here, and I see some people asking about it, when the Yankees win, I know you may have joined in the last week and you may be unaware with this practice because the Yankees haven't won since last Thursday. When the Yankees win, we have a little bit of an award that we give out. It's based on something that the Yankees give out in their locker room to the guy who contributes the most to the victory. And there's always a lot of debate in the chat. But today, not a whole lot of debate. Trent Grisham, great running catch, 2-run home run, double. He is your belt winner. Rebuilt belt screen, by the way. This is the first time I relaunched this whole thing over the weekend. We still haven't had a belt winner since then. But Trent Grisham picks up the belt today. Really, really, really good day for Trent. And hopefully coming out of it. We'll talk more about all this stuff in just a minute. Let's go to Carlos Rodon. I don't have Katie Sharp's access to stats, but I can't imagine it's happened too often where someone has given up 3 home runs and still had a quality start. The only way it can happen, like I said, is if you give up 3 solo shots and nothing else, and you complete 6 innings, because you got to go 6 innings and 3 runs or less. I thought Rodon was okay. Obviously, you're not going to complain about 6 innings of 3-run baseball. You are going to complain about 3 home runs, but if they're all solo shots, hey, no harm, no foul. You win the game. Was it as dominant as we've seen him this year? No, it was not. Was he terrible? No, he was not. I thought that it was a grind again for the second or third straight outing. But all in all, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk. His ERA for the season sitting at 3.10, which is not terrible. The whip is still under 1 at 0.98. And you know what? We'll sign up for it. We're not going to give him the nice performance overhaul, but we will give him a round of applause for picking up the W. We did get some bad news today. Yerry De Los Santos going to the injured list with some elbow trouble. I think he's thrown the ball well. I know the metrics aren't phenomenal, and he's got a 1.7 whip, but a 1.80 ERA in 14 games, 20 innings, 13 strikeouts, 27-year-old. I felt like he was becoming more reliable. Matt Blake has a habit of turning guys into gems in the bullpen, of figuring out what they do well. And the thing about De Los Santos is that he's got a funky delivery, he gets a lot of movement, and he was starting to pitch with confidence. He was low-key becoming one of the more reliable relievers in the bullpen. So hopefully it's nothing serious, but with elbow, you always worry about Tommy John, and even if it's not Tommy John, there's stress on the elbow, so it could be a precursor to Tommy John. So let's talk about the Yankees' summer troubles. Shout out to the user Greatest Nightmare 6626. He posted these stats, which upon further review appear to be accurate. Just wanted to look at some of the swoons that the Yankees have had over the last couple of years. Back in 2021, from May 25th, my birthday, through July 4th, America's birthday, Yankees went 13-22. It's It's a 371 winning percentage. That is not what you want. They stunk that year. 2022, July 9th through August 20th. They were 12 and 25. So 324 winning percentage, absolutely atrocious. 2023, from July 5th through August 27th, a long stretch. They went 14 and 30. That's a 318 winning percentage. And then in 2024, from June 15th to July 26th, they went 10 and 23, which is a 303 winning percentage. Now, if you look at these in descending order, from 21, 22, 23, 24, how I have them listed, the winning percentage over their, I guess, biggest funk of the year gets lower every year, from 371 to 324 to 318 to 303. So having lost 6 games in a row, when I saw this stat this morning, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, are they going to have a 200 winning percentage for 2 months? Well, for the day, they have stopped the bleeding, but the series still not great. They got shut out back-to-back times. They did get some great pitching in this series. Clark Schmidt was phenomenal. Will Warren had a career-high 11 strikeouts. You had Rodon today with a solid outing, not a great outing. Yankees finished off a streak of 30 scoreless innings. Jazz Chisholm broke it up with a home run. Yankees did hit some long balls as the series went along. Hopefully that continues as Baltimore comes into town over the next 3 days. And then they go to Cincy, Great American Ballpark, which has the nickname Great American Small Park. So maybe you get some bombs there too. Volpe continues to struggle. He went 0 for 3 today despite the RBI. He's down to 232. He had the big error last night. I believe he is 0 for 17 now. So he is in a really, really, really bad funk. And now Grish and Bellinger are heating up. And at some point, someone was going to heat up, right? I mean, not everybody is going to stay cold for the entire season. At some point, somebody was going to heat up. And we did get some news late in the day today that it sounds like Luke Weaver could be coming off the IL tomorrow. Devin Williams, 3 strikeouts in a scoreless inning today. Did not get a save because it was a 4-run lead. But I think you still go with Weaver right back into the closer role. I mean, maybe you give him one tune-up right in a tie game or a game where you're losing or something like that. Maybe a 7th or an 8th inning. But I think he's your closer. I don't think a pulled hammy and missing a couple of weeks is enough for him to warrant that. He's got an unbelievable ERA, tons of strikeouts, and he's nails. They were debating this on the game, and I'm like, where is the debate? You got to go with Weaver. And now we got the Orioles coming to town. They have a 31 and 42 record. I'm really just honestly astonished by how bad they have been. They're 11 and a half games out already. They had all this young talent that just has not come to fruition. Tyler O'Neill on the injured list. Grayson Rodriguez on the injured list. They got a 241 team average. Gunnar Henderson not having an amazing season. He was a little bit slowed down by an injury in spring training, but he's hitting 281 with a OPS just under 800. He's got 8 home runs. Ryan O'Hearn is a Yankee killer, a certified Yankee killer. And he's got an 869 OPS on the season. He has been swinging the bat very, very well. We got a comment here from Dante who says, Volpe should sit and eat some chicken parm for the next few days. And Gregory thinks he needs three days off. I would not object to him sitting for a couple of days. It seems to have helped him in the past. Sometimes I think, especially with young players, the mental grind can get kind of tough. Especially when you're struggling and you just got to, do it again the next day. It's the same thing for a podcaster, right? When I have a bad day, when I have a bad show, I make an error or whatever, you want to get right back at it the next day. But then when you have a day off, right, the Yankees have a travel day or there's a game like this where it's an early game and I have an evening and then a full day to get ready for the next one. A lot of times, it resets my brain, it resets my energy, it allows me to think more clearly. And I think the same thing can be true of baseball players, right? And sometimes just a little bit of rest can do wonders. Quick word from the guys at Foul Territory about CarGurus, and then back to take some more comments in the chat.
Todd Father and I are from Jersey, so we're used to, I got a guy. But sometimes that just means when I'm looking for a car, I go to CarGurus.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, the best part about this communication, which we love here in Jersey where we're from. And this is a place where you can get a car. The price drops all the time, and they let you know when your car is ready and when you can get it. The communication part is the best thing for me, Scott.
Agreed. In-depth vehicle reviews. CarGurus will connect you with trusted dealerships when you're ready, ensuring a transparent and hassle-free buying process with over 4 million listings. They have more car listings than any other major online automotive marketplace in the U.S., so you can find the best deal. Buy or sell your next car today with CarGurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
All right, we got some comments here. Stephanie McAllister says she is doing the happy dance. Me too. Look, it feels good to be back in the W column. We knew we weren't going to just keep losing forever. It was going to happen, and I'm thankful that we don't have to sit through another day, and we didn't have to get swept for a second time in a row. That's always tough. Jimmy B. Card says, Dreamweaver. I still don't have the sound effects all set up. I'll work on more of that tomorrow. But I think you guys could probably use a break from some of the sound effects anyway, because I kind of overuse them sometimes. But anyway. JD says, Yanks still sucking, but still in first place. That face when the Yanks win, but they still sucking. Orlando says, if this is the worst of Rodon, we'll see, then I'm not worried. I think he still has some good stuff despite the 3 home runs. The Trout home run was just a bad pitch, right? I mean, the other ones, they weren't exactly great pitches, but I thought the home run to Trout was, what they would call a cock shot. It was right down the middle, and he destroyed it. And it got out in a nanosecond. Lori C says, Jaws was released 50 years ago tomorrow. I love that movie. It's my favorite all-time movie. You might notice I've got on my shelf above me the Jaws, like a little shark Jaws cutout. I did watch it earlier this year already. I watched it on my birthday on May 25th. I used to watch it every year around July 3rd, but it gets tougher to watch it when it conflicts with a Yankee game. So I tend to watch it around my birthday time. Jack Herbst says, sit Volpe and sell the team. Oh, Jack. I don't think those two things are related. Juan Soto pointing out that Gunnar is batting .301 over his last 49 games, so definitely heating up. So watch out for him, and he will do some damage at Yankee Stadium if you pitch to him wrong. Mary Beth says, yes, Weaver is our closer, but Williams will be good now. I hope so. We definitely could use a strong bullpen if we're not going to hit as much as we've been hitting. But hopefully, like I said, some guys coming out of it. We saw positive signs today from a lot of guys. Obviously, the big thing was Trent Grisham, but Paul Goldschmidt had some good at-bats. Even before the home run, he ripped one that was just foul. So I thought he had some good swings. Let's just look at the box score here real quick, if we can, if it'll work. Whoops. Should work. Not sure why it's not. I'm going to try my best. All right. There we go. All right. So Yankees get 12 hits. Goldschmidt, good day. Bellinger, Chisholm, Grisham. And then the bullpen, lights out, lighter, Loaizaga and Williams. And just like that, Yanks back in the win column. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We're going to do a pregame show before the Orioles series, and then I'll be back after the game with Terrence tomorrow night. So tune in for all that, and we'll see you next time. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.